Thank you, Sonja. Well, I decided to talk in French. As a freelance journalist primarily reporting for French-speaking media, especially BAM, I have been following almost all court days in the criminal case against lawyer Dr. Reiner Fuellmich since February 2024. Do you understand me? Okay. If I were to write a book about these past months, the title would likely be Justice versus Common Sense.
La justice contre le bon sens.
At first, I was mainly there because I wanted to know who was truly responsible for the destruction of this very important project, the Corona Investigative Committee, which has helped many of us endure the darkest days of the so-called pandemic. On the day Reiner Fuellmich was expelled from his own committee, I happened to be in a nearby room and witnessed involuntarily the situation closely. Therefore, I was eager to understand the story and was not entirely against the possibility that Reiner Fuellmich might have embezzled funds. In the initial months, the trial appeared to be genuine, with witness testimonies and so forth. It seemed more or less normal, until one of the defense attorneys read a leaked dossier in the courtroom indicating that Reiner Fuellmich had possibly been under surveillance by intelligence services since 2021 and should be removed from circulation at all costs, even if it meant fabricated accusations by German intelligence services. From one court day to the next, everything suddenly changed, and the trial against Reiner Fuellmich became a live show where we could witness the decay of the rule of law and the corruption of justice with our own eyes. After some exonerating witnesses had testified, the court abruptly halted the proceedings, declared that the witnesses were unimportant, and presented outrageous legal interpretations on which Reiner's guilt was supposed to rest. At a subsequent session, a large contingent of police appeared at the court. Reiner was shackled during transport from prison to court, and he was required to wear a bulletproof vest in case he was shot. This could be interpreted as a threat, right? You agree? At one point, both the press and trial observers were also treated like potential terrorists. By the way, when Reiner requested to attend his mother's sea burial, which took place 2 days before, he was told that it was not possible as his followers are too dangerous. Military surveillance of the waters, air and land would be necessary. This would be impossible. You see, we are that dangerous. From July onward, the public was excluded. The proceedings now took place only in writing. The press and spectators were no longer supposed to know what it was actually about. The principle of public proceedings was thus massively violated. At this point in time, the charge of embezzlement legally consists only of the loan transferred to Reiner Fuellmich's private account. Did you hear that? That's his crime. This is his crime. Aside from the fact that Viviane Fischer did exactly the same thing but is not considered guilty, Reiner Fuellmich is being deprived of every opportunity to defend himself in this manner. Why does justice accuse Reiner of what it tolerates for Viviane? In prison and before the court, Reiner is treated like a terrorist. Defense attorney Misery recently assured that in several decades as a defense attorney, he had only experienced something incomparable once in a trial against the Hells Angels. A few months ago, Reiner responded very extensively to a letter interview and described his detention conditions. An article followed in the alternative media BAM, an article I recommend to everyone who hasn't read it yet. Obviously, Reiner Fuellmich is being held at Rosdorf prison under conditions that meet the criteria of white torture. Since June 10th, he has been in solitary confinement. According to scientific studies, if an inmate is held in solitary confinement, his likelihood of dying within 5 years increases by 60%. 15 days. For Reiner, it has been 5 months. In the 10 months during which I have followed the trial, I have come to the conclusion that Reiner Fuellmich is being politically persecuted. He is currently accused of embezzling €700,000 from donations to the Corona Committee. Actually, money was taken away from him that is still illegally held in one of the plaintiff's accounts. A constructed accusation? A big question. The trial and mistreatment of Reiner are completely disproportionate to the offense he is accused of. This criminal proceeding lacks any logic, my friends. It's criminal, right? As long as Reiner is imprisoned, we are all imprisoned. We are all imprisoned. It's our freedom, our justice, our human values, our physical and mental health, our enlightenment, our integrity that are locked away. The truth itself is imprisoned here. We, the people, can no longer tolerate this corrupt and totalitarian justice. And please show it. Let us fight for Reiner and all other political prisoners that are locked in Germany. I am Reiner Fuellmich. We are all Reiner Fuellmich. And there is one sentence that Reiner says after almost every court hearing. We will get them all.
On les aura tous.
Thank you very much.
Free, free, free